All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone who made it here on time, and welcome to our third week of our group project phase. And as we say, for our group project phase, we will have 2 to 3 weeks time to design our app and then go on to build. So at this week, you can go on and design more details of your apps, or you can already go on to build out all the particular little snippets of the code that such as what we will talk about in this lecture. And before we go on into the lecture, we will make two quick announcements. First of all, for the prizes that we have for our demo day, well, for the tablets, I ordered it, got it, and tested it, and turns out it was not as good as I thought. The performance is not very fast, and then I feel kind of iffy about the productivity, and felt like the most you could do is watch some videos or maybe some movies on there, Netflix maybe, but just thought I don't know how much you guys would really like it. Plus, it has ads, a lot of random ads on the Amazon Fire tablet. But it also has the Alexa built in, so I'm really hesitating how much you guys would like if you got it. So for now, tentatively, I'm thinking to change it into an Amazon Echo Dot, which I also got and tested for you guys. And by the way, I'm not just gonna give you guys used products from me. I will return them and then get new ones for you guys in new packaging. So anyways, I'm thinking to change the tablets into a second Echo Dot for you guys. So we'll have two Echo Dots in the price pool, which I tested and seems very nice. I thought it was like a portable speaker, but turned out it's not. You have to keep it plugged in, but it's pretty cool. It has also built-in Alexa, obviously, and theoretically, if you have it, you can get all kinds of smart appliances. Like even I just saw an outlet where you can plug into the wall and then plug all your other appliances into that, and then with that you can use Alexa to turn on my lamp, turn off, with that kind of stuff with any appliance you have, which is pretty cool. So I think the Echo Dot is very nice, but obviously it's less value than the tablet. So with the price difference, I use that to upgrade the Xiaomi smart wristband, which I also tested and turns out it's not very good, not very responsive, to upgrade that into a Fitbit, which is a more trustworthy brand, I believe. So I think that would be nice. And so far, it's a tentative change, still subject to change. But I think if unless you guys would really love to have a tablet, or some of you really would like a tablet, I think I will go with this decision, and then I think probably stick with this unless there's any other changes in the future. All right, so besides that, the second announcement is the virtual demo day, which my guru just told me about in the past week. And in case you guys didn't know, we have our demo day running at our sites and other university sites, but also virtually for all the applied students at the universities where they are not able to run a course on campus. They will have like a national cohort. So for this cohort, they have their demo day every year. And for this year, they decided to allow all the individual university sites to participate in their national demo day the way I participated in the Android development cohort. So that means that you guys will be able to join other universities, other individual students, and present in front of cool people like the founder of CodePath, co-founders, and potentially really cool judge panel like I did, the lead engineers of Facebook, Instagram. I don't know who will be the judge panel for that for this year, but I think it's a much more exciting experience. And also with this, the first place team will get $500 out of all the app projects for the team to split among team members, and second place team 300, third place team 200. and I think it's in the form of Amazon gift cards, but it's pretty cool. So the way you will be able to participate in this is that if you're interested, you can let me see, fill out on this Google form, and then we us tech fellows, after our local demo day, which is November 8th, we will send the recordings to the gurus, and the gurus, they will select the best 10 app projects out of iOS and Android, 2 different sites, and pick 10 apps. So among these 10 apps, you would then compete to, on the national demo day. So I think it doesn't hurt you guys because it's not like a separate thing. You guys will just basically use your the same presentation for our local demo day and present the same stuff on the national demo day. And I talked to the guru and I asked, since our local demo day is the 8th and the national demo day will be the 18th, then suppose you have 10 days time to like further improve upon your app, which is like an extra week and a half. And would you, be able to have the time to make your app even nicer, have more polishing? And then say, you don't see why not. So you might have a pretty good shot at, making your app nicer and look more appealing and stuff. So if you guys are interested, I will send this form out to you guys. So you guys will just be able to sign up, and then we will go through with the rest of our course in the same way. And participating in this will not affect your grade, will not affect your performance in our local demo day in any way. So it's just for you guys. If you would like the chance to compete in the national demo day as well and present in front of industry leaders, which will potentially lead you to some pretty cool connections and opportunities, being able to impress some significant people in the tech industry, then go ahead and just apply, fill out the form to be a part of the national demo day and see where it takes you. And it's basically just this Google form, very quick, short. And for this, you will have, also, you want to have a lead presenter. And also for our local demo day, you want to have a lead presenter. So yeah, each team must pick a lead presenter who will be in charge of sharing screen when it's your turn, your team's turn to present, and polish your GitHub repo to help judges understand the features and stuff, which you should be doing for our local demo day as well. Then for each team, you have max several minutes to present. We will figure that out and then let you guys know later on. And for your presentation style, you have different forms of presentation. For my cohort in Android, there's many different cool stuff. Some people made it really, really nice, like basically a startup marketing video. And just, I think they probably pay somebody, some freelance worker, like 20, 25 bucks and just get a really nice marketing video made. It's pretty cool. You can consider doing that. Otherwise, the best way I think is to have a pitch deck, like PowerPoint slides of all the significant stuff, and then live demo on the simulator to show how the app works and see the a closer look at the UI design. Because with a PowerPoint deck, you can just show every single screen and how they interact with each other that well. So a live demo will be better, and the presenter will have the simulator running. Give me just 1 second. Yep. So it's up to you. For my team, we did have only pitch deck, and that was because unfortunately for our app, we had some bug that we couldn't figure out for the app. And when we try to rehearse and have a live demo, there would be a bug that just always shows up and the calendar wouldn't function normally for like just a very minor part, but that's noticeable. So we didn't want to show that. For that, we only had a pitch deck, which still worked, even though we didn't get selected. But anyways, it's up to you how you want to present. And I think the nicest way is to invest more so that make your app present a little bit better, and then be able to very nicely demonstrate and showcase all the potential impacts of your app and all that stuff. That will also help you affect how the judges think about the potential impact of your app idea and stuff. Okay, so for today we will be going over schema design. And the schema design is basically for you to create a data models for the objects in your app, such as for parstagram, we had user, which was one object, and we had post, so another object. And you want to have data models for them for you to be able to very clearly see and also help other people understand how your app functions, and map how network requests for each screen. So for each individual screen, you will make a network request if it does. And then from there, you can also very clearly see how all the network requests will work together, because you might pass around some data between the screens or request data for each individual screen. So having that for your having a schema design for your app also helps you a lot in terms of not only building the app yourself, planning in advance, keeping track while you're building the app, and also helping other people understand your app. So for example, a basic Instagram app has users post comments, likes, and follows, and so on. And for each particular thing, you want to create an object for that you can potentially pass around between screens, like we did in Instagram. And for each object, you will have a model for that, a data model. So such as for a post, you will have an object ID that you can just find in your parse backend. And for a post, you have an author. For a post, yeah, it comes with an image, and so on for everything. And for a user, you might have what time the user was created, the user's user ID and username, and the password or their email address, and so on. So you want to have all these things for you to keep track what the network request is going to be asking for. So as an example again, for Instagram also, for a post, you will create a single data model for this object. And then for each individual property, like object ID, you will have a data type for that. And it could be string, or I think probably integer. Either way, just up to you. And a description, short description for the particular property. And it's also just helps a lot, probably for other people to understand the function of your app. And building out all these things is not necessarily necessary for you to build out your app, but doing all these things is a very good way to get kind of experience on how the people practices in the industry. And during your interviews and stuff in the future, you can talk about showcase your own GitHub page, your repo, and show people that you are able to construct a data model like this, so that you understand how in the development of an app, how these things are supposed to function. So while making network requests, you have 4 actions that you can take on objects, and we call them CRUD, C-R-U-D, which are to create, read, update, and delete. And that's just everything you ever do on data, on objects that you are either requesting to read, to create, or update or delete. And you want to think about for each individual screen, what kind of request would you make, such as for the home feed, you want to query all the posts where the user is author, or that's probably for your profile page, you can see all the posts for yourself as the author, or for the home feed, query all the posts where the author are people you follow. Yeah, right. So for create post, that will also for you to allow you to like a comment or a post, because you are creating a new data or a new state where this post is liked, and delete existing comment, delete existing like. So the delete operation. So create post, obviously create a new object, post object, and so on. So right here, a code snippet for querying the post. As you can see, you can query where the order, which will be stored in your backend that you use to retrieve this data. When you retrieve this and it equals to your current user, you just get posts where that's made by the current user, right? And then ordered by time they were created. And then as you can see, if there's no errors, then you will retrieve a list of posts that you can be able to show in the table view and stuff. So this is basically like just the most basic way you make a network request, and you can basically use this as templates and stuff, or just from your previous apps, see how your app will be able to make network requests to either read data, create, update, or delete. So for the next part, we're going over sprint planning, and sprint planning is basically just for you to make a schedule for when each task is supposed to be done, and it helps you get the most impact for the time spent by the team by getting the best idea of how much time you have and how many things you can realistically achieve, and establish clear outcomes and expectations for team members. So it will help you a lot to be able to have very, very broken down tasks for all the things that you're trying to build. And I think, as I talked about before, for my own example, we thought we could just use Google integration for the Google Calendar. Then we will be able to allow our users for our calendar app to integrate their calendar. But turns out it was very difficult. So we had to find out an alternative, and that took only a day to just complete. So you want to be able to have a schedule and follow closely, so that you don't waste time on things that's just too difficult, and you might be able to use your time much better on something that's easily achievable, that just gets the job done. So keeps the team on track for on-time delivery, which is very important. You want to have your minimum viable product done as soon as possible, and then everything else just polishing and just secondary. So for sprint planning, basic steps are to identify the highest priority user stories and any dependencies. So for my app, for example, the highest priority user stories are being able to create events in your calendar and delete them and show them, and that's it. That's just two most basic things. And beyond that, right away is to be able to use our API to extract text and be able to recognize the text. So each individual team member took on the one highest priority user stories and just started right away with that. And for any dependencies, you must, like I say, figure out if it works with your app as soon as possible, and don't get too hung up on a particular dependency that you want to use for your app but doesn't work. And break down user stories into bite-sized chunks that can be completed within the sprint timeframe, which, like I say, have your tasks be broken down into very, very small sections, so that you can easily keep track and say, by today or the end of the week, we're supposed to have this done. If not, we're gonna figure out what happened, and then maybe the other teammates can help, instead of just identify a very high level, a big goal, say, integrate these with these in, as soon as possible. And it's just very hard to keep track of the progress. You might not be making any progress and nobody would know, and then just everything crashes again. Assign, you are able to assign group members to work on just specific tasks. And then, everything has someone to take care of. That's it. So using GitHub issues is a very good way to break down a story into tasks for the sprint. Then it's also a very good way for you to showcase your progress day by day for maybe another interviewer or us tech fellows and gurus, for you to see who completed what, and just also for you to very, very easily update the new tasks or delete tasks that you don't want to do. It's just a good way to keep track of it, because you keep everything within GitHub instead of using a third-party like a team workflow management app, web app. And then everything is just a lot more easier to keep track and organize. So in GitHub, you also have these project board that just allows you to add like kind of a to-do list, and as you can see, add something to a to-do list if you identify a new task, and if you are working on this task, put it into in progress. Then everybody can just see who's working on which part, and which part has been taking too long for somebody to complete, and which parts are already done, so that you can know your minimum viable product is closer and closer to being complete. All right, so just basic reminders. Group milestones are due Tuesday midnight, and I believe one of the teams submitted the group milestones late, and because of that, I would really love to meet with you guys each week, each team, and like I say, I will be able to meet with just one member from your team, or all the members of your team together, so that I can help you guys make sure that you are submitting what you need to submit and get everything done correctly, and help you guys kind of monitor the progress of your app. Only one team member needs to submit the milestone for the group, and details for what's required for complete group milestone can be found in the course portal. So just make sure you hit every point that you're looking for, and you're good. So for the rest of the time in this session, we will be putting you guys in breakout rooms again, and then work through the activities in session number 1. So go to your iOS Universal right here. Then in session 1, unit 9, session 1, you can see the individual steps to create your schema design. And I put up these GitHub page for a past CodePath app for you guys to see again what everything is supposed to look like, because they made a really, really good example for your schema section. The models, each individual object, property types, and descriptions. If it looks exactly like this, then you're good. So shouldn't take you way too long. So once you create data model, and while creating it, you can go to this part to see if you use parse, and then the parse data types for what property you want to have. And for a given property, it might not be locked to just one data type, such as for a user's age, you can have either string or integer, things like that. And then go on to outline the network requests, so that you can, as you can see, for all these each operations, you can see an example of what they do. And then there's more things that you can take a look at. So I'm gonna put you guys in your breakout rooms, and then you can just go ahead and get started on this. I think it was you guys that made a private repository and submitted it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, were you able to fix it and make it public?
I'll do it right now. I forgot. Sorry.
Okay, great. And if you just fix it within 48 hours, you can still get the points for the past week's milestones.
Oh wait, so we didn't get the points yet?
It was marked incomplete.
One sec. I'll just do it right now.
No problem. How's it going, guys?
I don't want to get less.
We're planning to meet up tomorrow to discuss.
Yeah, we're gonna meet up tomorrow evening. We already.
Okay. That's
Wow.
good. At what time?
I haven't I gotta check my schedule, but yeah, we will meet up tomorrow. Should be good.
Okay, no problem. And like I say, I want you guys to be able to pick out time and a place and a person, or all of you that can meet with me at least once per week. It doesn't have to be long, maybe just 10-15 minutes and to an hour if you guys want, but just to allow me to keep track of you guys' progress and getting an idea of who's working on what. And that will also help me evaluate each of you guys' contribution and see, we were able to see who are the most, contributive members, who's giving, which ideas, and keeping things, keeping track of the things that need to be done and stuff like that. So I want you guys to talk to Taimei and see how you guys wanna meet with me.
Yeah, we made a Slack.
You made a Slack channel?
Yeah, Slack thing.
Okay, that's great. Do you guys wanna just add me to it so I can see what you guys are talking about and working on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Do you have any questions about what you need to do for the week?
I don't think so.
All right, good.
Yeah.
If you guys have problems with working with GitHub, integrating your work on different branches, or merging, or just even changing from private to public, if you need any help with that, we do have a resource for working with GitHub. And if you guys would like that, I'll send it out to you guys as well.
Okay. I changed it to a public repository, by the way.
Okay, can I take a look?
Yeah. Should I send the?
You can give me the URL in the chat.
Is that all right, or should I change something?
Yeah, I have a couple of ideas. Some things I think you should change, and some things that you can just think about and keep your options open in terms of how you really want to present it, because you might try to build it out and see that there are probably different ways to present it, and it's up to you to choose what are some of the ways. Yeah. So let me just share screen and show you these things. So first of all, I think for your app, it will be better for you to kind of frame it as something where people can get help also. I think for you, it's probably a better idea to just present your idea in a more positive light, because for your description, it kind of seems like mostly for people to talk about the bad things or some cool things.
I just did this in like 30 minutes. So I didn't have enough time.
Yeah, no problem. No issue. Yeah.
Can I just do that in the next one though? The next
group milestone?
Yeah.
No, it's gonna come for the past week. So you have 48 hours to submit this. These are the changes that
I already submitted it, but I just want to know if this much will be all right, if for me to get like a full grade for this one, for this assignment.
Yeah, this is good.
This is good.
Yeah.
So I just update it the next time. If
no,
my
you resubmit it as soon as possible, since you made it public.
Okay.
So the graders will get it.
Oh no, I did it. I already did.
Did you resubmit the repo?
Yeah, I just did.
Okay. Great. Yeah. So besides that, it's just some of my comments, a little bit of constructive criticism that I have for your app. First thing is just frame your app in a more positive way, so that you get your in terms of the impact of your app idea, that will put in a more better light. Like as you say, the story of the app is allowing students to choose the right classes to set a strong base for the future. And for your description, you say that it's just for people to post comments about whatever they think. But I think it would be a lot more impactful for you to focus on the fact that people can ask proactively for guidance and help from other students in that aspect and say, I mean, this major, is that class good to take? Is that class a good elective if I might want to do that minor? And then you can just, as like a guidance system instead of just focusing on the gossip aspect, which could be fun and has its own lights. But I think with your type of app, it might include all these aspects. So having all these different things possible within your app will help your app seem a lot more complete.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So in terms of that, that's just how you're framing the basic idea. So it doesn't change much in terms of how you would build it.
So sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to let you know that I have to go. But
okay,
they'll fill me in tomorrow. Okay. Bye, guys.
All right. Thank you. So I think the user stories, they are mostly good. And for user can reset, what does this mean?
Sorry, I was gonna write user can reset the account so that all their posts just get deleted.
Oh,
and they can start fresh.
Or user can delete accounts.
I don't want so what I was thinking was I won't delete the post because in the beginning there would be less people. So I would just reset their account to make it a new one. Make a new account for their device and just keep the old one.
And keep the old one.
So that the old posts can stay on the app. And just I just wanted more posts.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So, since you have a whole where are the screens? Where?
Yeah.
Wait, a screen archetype, right? Over here you did not include your setting screen, right?
Oh, I didn't. I forgot.
Okay, no problem. So since you have a whole setting screen, I think it would be probably better for you to have at least a couple of could be optional, right? A couple of settings like dark mode, light mode. That might take some time to make, but depending to you. And you could change font. You could change font size. Any kind of setting you can possibly think of. Just make the setting view not just have a single reset button. Maybe you could have like a user view to see all the stuff that you posted yourself. And then from there, it's good for you to keep track of who has commented on your own posts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might consider that and change that. For these, you don't have to change the wireframe or whatever, but as we say, the wireframe is just a blueprint, right? So if you want to change all this stuff around, I think the user view will probably fit this much better since this is also a social media app. You want to have your own user view to see the stuff you post and whether or not people like it, what are your most liked. Those are some ideas, just some ideas. You don't have to necessarily listen to me, but I think it just could potentially make it better or nicer. And for Spotify songs, how do you think this will integrate in your app?
Okay, so I was thinking you could post, you could add a vibe to the professor, like you know how some songs make you feel, and what song matches the professor's vibe. So
I see. That's very interesting. I think that's an innovative idea. That's definitely a good thing. Maybe potentially you could, since you are you thinking of using Spotify API or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, then you could potentially also use YouTube, right? YouTube API. I'm pretty sure with the Flixer app, that was the maybe bonus story to make network requests. People can click and go to YouTube. So maybe people can add a YouTube video, just say, hey, this is the vibe of the professor, and it could be just a meme video or something like that.
Oh, that's true.
Right.
That's a good idea.
Just an idea. Commenting on posts, that's very good. I think that will be kind of required since you want people to kind of share.
I just want it to be okay. So you know how Yik Yak is too much on Yik Yak. So I just thought that maybe everything should be about information and not about just chatting.
No,
So
I think
I
chatting,
feel, huh?
since it's a social media app, I think chatting is a big component.
Okay.
Yeah, just think about it. I think I mean, it's ultimately up to you and your teammates. But then you think about how the judges will feel about this. Would they think having a social media app that might not necessarily have comments? What would they think about it? So for me, I think having comments on what other people think, because somebody has an opinion, there's always an opposite opinion, and then another opposite one. So I think that's a big part of what social media is like. So I think the comments, being able to comment and people interact, that would be a very big part.
That's true. Okay.
All right. So besides that, everything seems good. Flow navigation from here to here, logging, enter, tab. You have the tab on top, and then settings, search. I think it all looks good. The schema, not the schema, the wireframe looks nice, and I think it's probably not necessary for you to include the screen archetypes since you have it all right here. And so far it seems nice. And about gossip, I think like I say,
Yeah, I'll change that too.
you can make an app in just shine a more positive light on that, even though it has the same functionality, and that might just make your app in terms of impact, get a better score and things like that. So that's mostly it, and the rest, since you have not started building your app, right?
Have no what?
Have you started building any parts of the app?
No, I haven't.
No, yeah. The rest is just some more other creative ideas for you guys to figure out before you start building out the app. And as we say, we have 2 to 3 weeks time to build to design the app. You can use probably 3 weeks for you to see what are all the things that you want to have. But in the meantime, you can probably start building out very basic things like the login page, and you already know how to do that with Prosquare.
I was going to start last week, but then I had 3 tests this week, so I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. It's understandable. We don't want you to prioritize these over your other things. Take care of the important things first, definitely, and then take care of these in the time you have. So build out the basic stuff and kind of the interfaces and the front and back end, right? The interface and the network requests and how they interact, how the things will actually show in the movie cell, how you make the table view work. Those are separate. So while you are still figuring out how things will work together, you might go ahead and work on the interface already, and that will kind of help you see how if things look nice as you thought in your head or no, and if it looks right, how do you want that to interact with itself and the user.
So should I make the screens first and then add the database stuff?
For me, that's what I did. Yeah, I built out the screen first and then have them become interactive by adding code.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And
I'm still confused about the post thing. Even in the Instagram app, I just couldn't do it correctly. Like the posts were like it started, the first one was at the bottom in my Instagram app.
Okay.
I just don't know how to fix that.
You can probably just take some time and go ask the TAs. I think it sounds like a easy fix. It just had to do with the querying and how it orders. Right? I don't think that'll be too difficult. But for me, it'll take a while to go into that because I have not looked into the older code for a while. So it's probably best to go to the TAs and they will be able to help you very quickly.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And lastly, how do you think this search function is going to work? Do the users have to search by exact professor name?
No. So what I was thinking was it'll just display the entire list of professors in the beginning, and then once you start typing and press go, it'll search for the words which start with that.
Okay.
So like if I type John, it'll show John though.
Cool. That's it. I think that works well. And
Because I
since
don't want to do the whole. If I do find a CocoaPod for that, I will do the. If you type Doe, then it'll come. Then John Doe will show up or something like that. But
yeah, you
right
can
now I
probably
just
do a little bit research of how to do that very effectively. I think a lot of people probably had tackled this problem before, and there's probably a very, very well built solution out there for you to use.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'll probably use a CocoaPod for that.
So since this is an anonymous app for the users, you won't search by users or anything like that, right?
No.
But what about searching for universities?
So you can't use you can't join any other university. Once you're inside of one, you stay there. So like just scroll up a bit to the so the first screen, you get a drop down list for the universities, and you just select your university there.
Okay, that's good. I think since you say that, I think it might be also a good idea to include in the settings page which university.
Yeah, I just didn't want to do that because once, okay, so you know, like Yik when you move somewhere, it just messes up your entire table of posts. So I wanted to make it like, even if you change this, because if I change this university, it'll show different posts, and that'll be confusing.
Okay.
So I just want to keep it as the same university for the same account. And if you want to go into another account, I mean, if you want to go and check out another university, you can reset the account and then do that. That's what I thought.
Wait a second. So for your app, you don't even have a registration or sign up?
No.
No.
But it does create a user. Because I will need to do that. So when you click enter, it'll create a random user and it'll store that on your phone.
Like a user ID, and then you can... Oh, all right. That kind of brings me to something I was thinking in the back of my head, which was the potential issues with just how the app functions. Because like I say, this is an app where people gossip and complain about bad professors, right?
Yeah.
And there is a line where when people cross that, it goes into cyberbullying and defamation, and that could have potential legal issues. And obviously, it's not that serious when you're just building this out as a cool project, right? But if you're able to take that into consideration and come up with a solution for people who might have, thoughts about how this would be a pragmatic idea, then it will give you a lot more points. So from my perspective, I think it might be good for you to create a user and let that remain anonymous. But other users are able to report if this user is, for example, promoting hate speech. If somebody says this Black professor is this and that, somebody might be like, I think that's a little out of line. So we report that, and the phone, maybe you block the IP address, or
so it does
reboot the accounts.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. So I'll just add the email then, so you can't create a lot of accounts.
Block their email or something like that.
Yeah.
Or just have a way. Think about it. I'm not sure exactly how much time it would consume you to be able to implement this whole system, to kind of monitor the content. But I think having that, at least as a first step, and just kind of really basic measure, will be impactful for your app idea to make sure, okay, this is going to be a healthy environment.
Yeah, right? I had a lot of ideas, but I just didn't want to do too much because I know this much is going to take a lot of time because there's so many pages, there's so many views.
Definitely. So again, I don't think that report system will be included in your
I'll try to do that though, because I'm going to start building as soon as I can. So maybe Friday. I'll start building on Friday, and I'll probably finish the basic stuff I'll probably finish the screens in a week, hopefully. And then I'll start on the back end on the second week. And then the third week, I'm planning to add the extra features.
Okay, sounds good. So And again, these are just ideas for you to consider. You don't have to
Yeah.
necessarily build them all out, but again, think about how they will impact your app in terms of what makes this a pragmatic idea. Because then again, this is not just for the course, this is a portfolio piece for you. And if you're able to demonstrate that you can consider all the potential issues with your product, then the interviewer might think that, okay, you are a person who thinks thoroughly and trustworthy, and you know, all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so just you could write down all your ideas and discuss that with your teammates, and then kind of list them out. What are the realistic stories that you can implement within the time frame for you? And if not, what are some things that this app must have at some point in the future if you were to make it a real app and upload to the App Store?
Yeah.
Yeah. And lastly, being able to upload your app to an app store will definitely be a big plus for you in terms of getting an internship in app development.
I do want to do that. That's why I'm creating this app. I mean,
yeah,
this is some app that I would use. So that's why I chose to do this, not the other one.
Right. So being able to do that will help you a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
All right then. Is the class over?
Sorry.
What?
What do you say?
Can I leave?
Yeah, I think it's give me just 1 second. Let me check on the other team and maybe we could do a wrap up.
Okay, yeah.
How are you guys doing? I haven't taken a look at your repository yet. Do you think you guys could send me the URL to your repo?
A link to the repo?
Yeah. Oh, the link is not available. Are you sure this repository is public?
Can I just like add you as a collaborator, or should we just make it public?
Because right now it says is that the page is not found.
And I'll make it public.
Is this the link that you submitted for your group milestone?
Yeah.
Did you verify if you could view it from a different account or without logging in on GitHub?
I just made it public, so let me try refresh.
Okay, great. I think it was private. In that case, if you guys just made it public, then the graders probably weren't able to see your group milestones for the past week. So I think you might need to resubmit.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll do it.
You can log in and register account. Create a profile, continue classes, final classifications. That's good. Direct message with the students and mentors. Post on the discussion board. I think that looks good. And user can schedule meetings, and that's very nice. Might take some time to build out, and definitely a good bonus feature. And I think you probably want to be able to log in, log out as well. And probably doesn't take too long to implement that. You know, it's all the same stuff with Twitter and Instagram that you already know how to do.
I forgot to remove that. Yeah, but no.
And I think you probably weren't. You probably didn't mean to include these, right?
Yeah, I was accident. I'm gonna remove that right now.
And do you guys have a wireframe?
Hmm?
Do you guys have a wireframe?
Yeah.
What's that?
Do you guys have one in paper?
We didn't make it yet.
Oh, then I believe you have 48 hours from yesterday, which is to Thursday midnight to finish it. If you don't want to have it, it doesn't have to take super long. I guess half an hour it will be enough for you to make a pretty comprehensive one. and show all the screens that it's supposed to have and what leads to the other. Something like this is all you need. That's all you need.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And like the other team, have you guys? I just talked to you guys about this earlier, but I want you guys to be able to have a time to meet with me during the week before the group milestone due date, so I can help you guys make sure that you guys have all the things you are supposed to complete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so please talk to Tammy and let me know how you guys would like to conduct our weekly checking. I could meet with all of you guys or just one of you guys, and let me see how far you guys have gotten and who worked on what, and if anybody give ideas and stuff that will help me evaluate you guys individually as members of the group.
Okay.
All right. And I think it's about time for our wrap up, and I'm gonna put you guys back into the main room in just a second. All right, for reminders again, the group milestones are due every Tuesday at midnight, and I would like for each team to let me know by next Tuesday midnight how they would like to meet with me for our weekly check-in, so I can take a look at you guys' progress, which will help you guys make sure that all the things are completed on time and allow me to evaluate all of you guys in terms of who worked on which tasks and who has been investing this amount of time and who gave these ideas, who raised these concerns, and how are they able to find a solution so that I can evaluate you guys as individual team members and how much you contribute to your team. So please let me know by next Tuesday and how you guys will be able to meet with me by next Tuesday. So if you guys would like, I can make a Let Us Meet, which is a web app for people to organize meetings and find overlapping availabilities. So that'll be a good way for us to set up our weekly check-ins, just for me to help you guys keep things on track, make sure everything's complete. And only one person needs to submit the group milestones on the course portal, but make sure your repo is public, everything is visible for all the GitHub accounts, and you hit every point in what they're looking for the group milestones, so you don't lose points for that, and be able to make sure that your app is presentable to all the people in the future and in the present, for me and all the gurus and all the CS professors to see what you guys are doing and evaluate your apps for our demo day. All right, so do you guys have any other questions? All right, if you don't have any questions, then I'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you very much and have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.